Hi everyone, welcome to FOREX Trading Empire live stream. So on last week live stream, I talked about price going for the buy side liquidity. And as you guys know, I've been doing this live stream every Monday. Try to tell you guys my own perspective, try to give you guys where I feel price will trade this week and what I'll be looking for in price. So going this week, first I start my analysis on the dollar index. I mostly look at what the dollar would do, then I can use that correlation in price in trading my major pairs, which you guys know the major pairs I do trade, which are the Euro USD, GBP USD, and USD JPY. So first, let's talk about the dollar index. Now on the dollar index, last week I talked about price going for the buy side liquidity, which you can see price trade through the buy side liquidity. Now, if you want to go through the full review, the full trade review, there's a video that I did posted that I talked about the whole setup for price to run the buy side liquidity. So this week, looking at price already took out the buy side liquidity. The next draw on liquidity, if this trend were to keep on trading higher, should be this high. It should be the next draw on liquidity if this price were to keep on trading higher. Now, how am I going to go about this week? First, I will be paying attention to what price will be doing on Monday. Mostly, I don't normally take trades on Monday because I like to see what Monday will do. So on Monday, price trade higher, which currently the candle haven't closed. Is this still a daily candle? So now it be a chance of price going for the buy side liquidity even without retracing lower. But the best scenario in price is to see price retrace to a daily point of interest. I'm still looking at this breakers block, but more often I'm looking at how price will retrace to this daily fair value gap, then look for it as a support area in price going for the buy side liquidity. Retracement, daily fair value gap, then a continuation to run the buy side liquidity. But at the same time, I'll be paying attention to intraday setups. The reason I'll be paying attention to intraday setup is that if the candle keep on trading above the previous day's candle, I'll keep on looking for higher prices. Unless I see price form a swing low, those are the times where I will be looking for a retracement back to a daily point of interest. Either the daily fair value gap or the breakers candle, or lower to this other block. But if the candle keeps on closing above the previous day candle, then there's a high chances of price going for the buy side liquidity. So focusing on those daily setups, for looking for price to keep on trading higher to the buy side liquidity. But overall, the next draw liquidity should be the buy side liquidity. How price will be trading to the buy side liquidity? Those are the times where you need to have experience or you go through the 2025 mentorship program to understand. Although I might be giving a little bit of a hint on the YouTube community post. So I'll be posting some few updates on how price is coming up and what are my idea because the idea is not fully formed like the previous week where price was already at the daily fair value gap. This week there might still be a little bit of wait to do, some few waitings to do to wait for price to retrace the daily fair value gap before going for the buy side liquidity. Now this is the best case scenario. But looking for intraday setups, looking for that short-term trend is looking for daily trades for price to go for the buy side liquidity. If price fail to form a swing high to lead to a retracement to the daily fair value gap. If price keeps on closing above the previous day's high, then I'll be looking for intraday setups for price to go for the buy side liquidity. On the 1 hour time frame, just like today's, you can see price open, retracement, new week opening gap, respected the new week opening gap, created a new swing high. If this trend were to continue, then I'll be looking for higher prices. But I'll be looking for the closest liquidity as my next drawn liquidity, like the daily high, the highest high of the day as a target when I'm looking for those scalping trades. This should be my next draw on liquidity. But the overall bias is to see a swing high from the daily time frame, retrace daily fair value gap, and my next draw on liquidity is the daily buy side liquidity. Next is Hero USD. Now on Hero USD, still the same bias, but on Hero USD, I'm looking for price to fill in this daily fair value gap. Now price is currently close to the mid range of the daily fair value gap. I want to see price keep on the downtrend, trade lower to fill in the daily fair value gap. Now it might be a retracement if the dollar index were to retrace back to the range, it might be a retracement to the other block or even a daily fair value gap. But at the same time, I'll be paying attention to what the dollar is doing because if the dollar keeps on trading lower without forming a swing high, which on Euro USD should be a swing low, then I'll be looking for price to fill in this daily fair value gap. It should be the current draw on liquidity. I want to see a complete fill on this daily fair value gap. Price tested the fair value gap here, traded higher, respected this other block, came back, took out this sell side liquidity. So I can say it's more safe to anticipate price to fill in the fair value gap than go for the sell side liquidity. On the lower time frame, price open, traded higher, took it this high, did it trade lower, running out this equal low today. Mostly you'll be focusing on those daily trades. When you focus on those daily trades like the 3 a.m. setup, the 8:30 to the 10 a.m. setups, if you align your 1 hour correctly, you can take advantage of those setups, trading lower to fill in this daily fair value gap. Just like the setup that price presented this morning around the 3 a.m. setup. So if you go to the 5 minutes, for price to run, you can see this is smooth low sell side liquidity. For price to run the sell side liquidity, which was my drawn liquidity, here's the 3 a.m. and here is 4 a.m. Within this time range, just looking for price to respect the fair value gap. You can see from the 3 a.m. price traded higher, respected this fair value gap, traded lower. The next drawn liquidity is the sell side liquidity. So just daily trades will really be useful going into this week. Now, there might be a full weekly bias. There might be a full weekly bias in price retracing to the dollar index daily fair value gap before a complete trend higher to run the buy sell liquidity on the dollar index. Now, you might expect that, but going into this week, I'm mostly going to be paying attention to those intraday trades, to those daily trades, mostly focusing on those daily buys. Looking for what price would do specifically today, looking at those 1 hour draw on liquidity will play a big role in this week trades. But still, I still give you guys that if the week were to retrace to that dollar index fair value gap, then there might be a high chances of a complete weekly trend, which will be trading more often, just like last week. But going into this week, I'm not having that expectation of a big trend this week. Maybe a little, there might be some days where price will consolidate. I'm mostly looking at how price will trade on Tuesday and on Wednesday. If I'm going to see those big moves on Tuesday and Wednesday, aligning with the idea going in this week, then I'll be looking for a big weekly expansion. But my whole focus is going to be what every individual day will be doing. Then I'll be looking for those intraday setups, looking for those short-term trades, just like this trade here, running out this sell side liquidity. So next is the GBP USD. And GBP USD still have the same bias of anticipating lower prices for price to trade lower to the daily fair value gap. I want to see price fill in this daily fair value gap. Price might retrace to this daily fair value gap before a complete retracement lower. If price were to form a swing low, currently price haven't formed a swing low. If price were to form a swing low, I might look for those day trades for price to retrace to the daily fair value gap. For price to respect the daily fair value gap, and my next drawn liquidity should be this fair value gap. I want to see price trade through this fair value gap. But first, it's just a trade to the fair value gap. Then, if price were to give me more confirmation showing that price is going to trade through the fair value gap, then I'll be looking for price to trade through this fair value gap. But this week, there's still going to be a lot of waiting unless you're good in day trading, which I have posted a lot about how to day trade in the 2025 mentorship program. So make sure you check the 2025 mentorship program. I talked about how to day trade a lot on it. So you can use those trades ideas, you can use those strategies to take advantage of Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesday, even before price retreats to the daily fair value gap or price keep on trading lower to trade to the daily fair value gap. You can see you can take advantage on whatever price is doing. You just need to understand what to do. But when it comes to a full weekly trade, a full weekly expansion, is to see a retracement to the daily fair value gap, then a full expansion trading lower to run out a swing low in which price will be forming to retrace to the daily fair value gap and a complete trend to the daily fair value gap below. On the 1 hour time frame, new week opening gap. Price is currently at the new week opening gap. Try to go higher in the new week opening gap field. Traded lower, did a retracement back to the new week opening gap. Might be a chances of price going for the swing low, but at this point, I don't have a clear bias on GBP USD when it comes to day trade. I don't have a clear bias on it. I'm mostly going to sit through Monday to look at what price will be doing on Tuesday before London section, and I'll be deciding on where to trade to. Mostly is to see price retrace to the daily fair value gap or a complete or a continuation of this trend going lower to the daily fair value gap below. So you can see I still have two ideas. I just need to see in 1 hour aligning to either ideas. Either is going for the daily fair value gap, which should be a trade higher, trading above the new week opening gap before tomorrow's London section, which is going to be on Tuesday. A retracement back to the new week opening gap for a support. Then you look for price to go for the next 1 hour swing high. That is a day trading idea. But if we're able to keep on trading lower before tomorrow's London section and I see a trend lower running at the swing low, a retracement back to a 1 hour point of interest or you run on a buy side liquidity, I will look for sell for price to trade to the daily fair value gap below. Next is the USD JPY. Now in USD JPY, I'm currently anticipating higher prices for price to trade to this buy side liquidity. That is currently my draw on liquidity and where I'm anticipating price to trade to. But first, I would like to see a retracement to the daily fair value gap before price trades to the buy side liquidity. I'm mostly going to sit through to wait for price to retrace to this daily fair value gap. I'm not going to look for those day trades. Now, I mostly day trade only on Hero USD and GBP USD. I use the USD JPY to only trade weekly trades, like weekly expansion. So I will stick to the idea of waiting for that retracement back to the daily fair value gap. Then price will be using it as a support area for a continuation higher. So bias for USD JPY retracement 1 hour fair value gap. Next drawn liquidity should be the buy side. liquidity. 1 hour time frame. From the opening price, price have been consolidating on the 1 hour time frame. Price haven't taken out a major liquidity like Friday's high or Thursday's high. Price is still consolidating within that price range. But going to on Tuesday, if price were to go below the new week opening gap, look for it as a resistance area for price to trade to the daily fair value gap. If price was to keep on trading higher, then look for a quick push to run the buy side liquidity. But at the current moment, you just wait and sit and wait for price to give you that hand for where price will be trading to next. That is mostly going to be real important when trading without a higher time frame bias. Because if I were to take any trade from the USD JPY, I'll be taking a trade without a higher time frame bias, which is the idea of price using the new week opening gap either as a resistance area to trade lower, or currently price already used it as a support, tested it once, traded higher, might be a chances of price going for this high and going for this high. Now on last week live trade review, you guys commented that I should take a look at gold. I should do analysis on gold on where I feel price will be trading to and explain on how I'll be trading this week trading gold. Normally I don't trade gold, but I will just be adding it up in this live stream just to answer up the question. So let's go to gold daily time frame. Now, whenever I do trade gold, I mostly look at the daily time frame because currently gold is at its all-time high before this retracement lower, taking out the swing low. So in the comments, you asked if gold were to keep on trading lower, what should be my idea in price? Now, currently, I mostly just look at what price is currently doing, which currently price took out sell-side liquidity retracement, price retraced to daily fair value gap. Price haven't filled this daily fair value gap much, traded to the high, and you can see there's still this fair value gap above in price, this daily fair value gap above in price. Price formed a swing low, traded through the first fair value gap. Now there might be a chances of price going for this daily fair value gap. I think that should be my idea going into this week on gold, anticipating higher prices to go for the next draw on liquidity. I'm not looking at this fair value gap as a resistance area for price to trade lower. I'm mostly going to be paying attention to how price will be trading through that fair value gap, which you can see price traded through the fair value gap, left an order block, came back, respected the order block, did a shift. From the new week opening price, from the new week opening price, price traded back to this order block, respected the order block, did an internal shift, and then be a chances of price going for this high. So my bias on gold currently is to see price keep on trading higher, going for the daily fair value gap. Now, the reason is that I'm not looking at price to support to resist from this daily fair value gap because if price were to resist from this daily fair value gap, then this first move would have already resisted already to run this swing low. But the part that price failed to trade lower, did a shift in structure, running out this high retracement, we're expecting this other block. There's a high chances of price to trade higher to go for the daily fair value gap above in price. So this week, I'm looking for higher prices on gold, going for the daily fair value gap. Now, I might be wrong because I don't normally trade gold that much. So I might be wrong about the bias. Make sure you do your own personal research on where you're looking for price to trade to. But on my own personal opinion on what price is currently doing, I'll be anticipating higher prices for price to run to trade to the daily fair value gap. Now, price might spend a little time before going to the daily fair value gap, but the idea is that price not going below the swing low, trading higher, running out this high, and going for any possible 1 hour swing high before trading to the daily fair value gap. Because seeing this equal high here, this equal high is well smooth in price for price to run it as a buy side liquidity. Looking for higher prices for price to run those equal highs at top close to the daily fair value gap. So that is it for this week live stream. See you guys in next Monday's live stream.